this point. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm a little untethered from time because yesterday I woke up in Portugal, and tonight I will be falling asleep in Alaska. So like time zones, I don't know when I am right now realistically, but one thing I do know is that we just had Christmas, and I hope that you had a wonderful Christmas. I did post a Christmas video that I recorded while I was in Portugal, so you can check that out. And we are about to be at New Year's, so by the time that you watch this, I will probably have it posted before the end of the day today, but you might not see it until New Year's. So, Happy New Year. I thought that we could pop a bottle together, so a bottle of kombucha that is cheers. To your health. So yeah, right now I am in Anchorage, Alaska. My dad wanted to come back here after I took him here the last time. And I told him there's like nothing to do in Anchorage right now. At least not that can be done in one day, because my layovers here are for one day. Because the Alaskan Railroad is shut down for the season. We already did the one van tour that operates year-round the last time we were here. And it's just snowing on the ground, very snowy, very cold. I don't think it's gonna snow while we're here. It didn't snow last night when we were out to dinner, and I don't think it's gonna snow while we are out tomorrow during the day. So come to think of it, I don't know if my dad has ever been anywhere with me while the snow is falling. I had to pause because I heard a siren. I don't know who keeps doing what, but that's like the third siren that I've heard. Everybody needs to settle down. Okay, my dad brought me a few Christmas gifts, and I opened them at dinner, and I already forgot what one of them was, and I'm seeing it right now, and it makes me excited, so yeah, we could take a look at that together. The first one is just kind of cute. It's a picture of my dad and I. Glare. How do I stop the glare? Like that, maybe. You can kind of see. That's me. That's my dad. That's the man that you were all wishing birthday wishes to a couple weeks ago. And he very much appreciated them. He was very amused that people on the internet who watch my sleepy videos were wishing him a happy birthday. And I took this photo of us while we were out to his birthday dinner, which I believe I talked about on the channel, but he really liked this photo, so he printed it and framed it for me so I can put it up in my house. And of course, lots of crinkly wrapping paper. I was at Costco recently, like a couple days ago, to buy one thing. Literally, who goes to Costco to buy one thing? And because I'm always working and I never know what day it actually is, I didn't realize that it was Christmas Eve. So I went to Costco on Christmas Eve, which is absolutely insane behavior. It might have been Christmas Eve. If Costco's closed on Christmas Eve, then it was the 23rd, but I don't remember. But I was having this gnarly craving. They have this chip dip at Costco, by me at least right now. It's an elote corn chip dip, and it's so yummy. It's gotta be like, I don't know, it's probably made of nothing but sour cream and cream cheese and corn, and to me it tastes like, imagine the really yummy sauce that Taco Bell puts on their quesadillas. It tastes like if you had that sauce. I think it's like a creamy jalapeno sauce. If you took that and you added corn kernels, it tastes like that. And it's so good. I can't stop eating it. I've had like probably 3 or 4 tubs of it since the first time I got it, and it's really good on tortilla chips. But I can never finish the big giant bag of tortilla chips at Costco before they go stale, and I'm not gonna make a second stop at a different store just to get a smaller bag of tortilla chips. So this time I got potato chips because I love some potato chips, and I will finish those before they go stale. A side note also, I keep all of my chips in the fridge or the freezer, whichever one I have the space for putting a bag in. I will put my chips in the fridge or the freezer, and that started because my cat Mila, the youngest street kitty that you saw in the plant videos that I recorded at home, she loves chips, and if I leave chips out, even if I seal the bag, if I leave chips out on the counter, she will tear into the bag and she will eat my chips. It started with Cheetos. That girl loves a cheesy chip. She is a freak for a cheesy chip. And she can figure out how to get into cupboards, and I haven't gone so far as to child lock my cupboards against my cat. So I started putting my Cheetos in the freezer because she can't get that open. And now I have this strange taste for cold chips. I love cold chips now. It was a preference born out of necessity because my cat is insane. But next time you have yourself a bag of Cheetos, pop them in the freezer and tell me that you don't kind of like it for some weird reason. So now I put all of my chips in the fridge or the freezer so that Mila can't get in there and eat them. So that's what I went to Costco for, is I got the elote dip and some potato chips to eat it with. And I had seen that they had Lindor truffles that were matcha flavored, and I love matcha, and I'm very snobby about it because I only drink my matcha ceremonial grade with ceremonial preparation. But that's not to say that I have anything against things that are matcha flavored. The thing that I have a problem with is everybody online who is like, oh, I love matcha lattes, but they don't realize that your local coffee shop is selling you terrible quality culinary grade matcha that's not meant for drinking. There is a specific grade of matcha that's meant for baking with, and it's meant for pastry, and it's culinary grade matcha, and that's what you're getting served to you at your local coffee shop. And so you think you like matcha, but you don't even know how good matcha is because you've never had like the full antioxidant rich, gonna make you feel fantastic. I digress. I love matcha flavored things, but even at Costco prices, the bag of matcha flavored Lindor truffles was expensive. It was more than $10. I want to say it was like $13 and change, and like, no. I really wanted to try them, but no, can't justify that. And my dad was worried because he knows that there's a chocolate that comes in a box that comes out around Christmas time, and it's gold. And he wasn't sure if these were the right ones. And the one that he is thinking of is definitely the Ferrero Rocher, not the Lindor. But I love them both, so I am happy to have both of them. They're both delish. And I'm gonna have one right now. I'm gonna try one of the white chocolate ones because I don't think that I've ever had a white chocolate version of this before. And I didn't think that I was that big on white chocolate either, until my friend Cole told me about how you can order a white chocolate hot chocolate. And I tried it, and I have a problem now because I'm obsessed with white chocolate hot chocolate. It's so good. If you've never had these before, they're just like a shell of like tempered chocolate with like a soft ganache kind of chocolate in the center. You want to talk about how good those are? I actually remember where I was the first time that I ever had one of these little red ones, the milk chocolate ones. This was in the 6th grade. It was like an end of the school year field trip where it wasn't like an educational field trip. It was like just a fun excursion because like the learning was done for the year. So we took this random field trip at the very end of the 6th grade school year to like a pond or something, and we were sat down to have lunch at picnic tables, and my old friend Dennis, who I have not seen or heard from since middle school, had these in his lunchbox, and he gave me one, and I'd never seen something so like shiny and beautifully wrapped and cutesy. I thought it was like the most extravagant thing that I'd ever had. And this is in Southern California at like end of school year time, so like June, late May, so it's hot. And it's not hot enough that like the harder outside chocolate has totally melted, but the soft inside like ganache chocolate was melted. So I bit into it, and it was like a truffle filled with melted chocolate, and it was just like, oh. I literally went home and told my mom about it, and my mom and I have loved these chocolates since that day in the 6th grade. And what was I, like 13, 12 or 13 then, and I'm almost 30 now, so. Very good. Passengers will give these to us a lot around holidays. They'll always give us like fancy chocolates, and it's so sweet, and a lot of the times they're these. And I will always eat them. It's a problem. It's a problem, because I haven't learned. Like, if I'm the most junior person on the crew, I'm always the one that goes home with all of the candy at the end of the trip, because the more senior flight attendants know, they're like, you can't just be eating everything. That's how you get chubby. And like, I've already gained weight doing this job, so they know better. They don't eat all the candy, and they don't take all the candy home. But me, I just can't help myself. I love a sweet treat. It's a problem. It's a problem. I'm just gonna have one. Oh, look at the gold. It's like reflecting on my face. I look a little bit ragged right now, but that's okay. We're just relaxing. We don't have to be gorgeous all the time. So, then my dad got me this, which is a Pez dispenser. It's a Sonic the Hedgehog Pez dispenser. And he thought that it was like a cat or something. He thought this was like a cat character, which is super cute. It's not. But I have not seen a Pez since the 90s. Oh my gosh. So a serving size of Pez candy is one entire roll of Pez, and that has 35 calories. So that's fun. I just wanna put the Pez in the dispenser, because I have seriously not seen one of these since literally the 90s. I have not seen one of these. I know that they still exist. I didn't think that they were like a thing of the past or anything like that, but they used to be like, and I mean, and I'm sure in certain circles they still are, like a collector's item. But back in the day, you really used to see these. Like at the grocery store, you used to see Pez dispensers in the candy aisle. I've never seen one of these in real life in forever. But they used to be so fun. I swear, I was looking at the instructions on the back for how to fill your Pez dispenser, and it said to just open one long side of the roll and just like drop all the candies in there. I swear, back in the day, there used to be individual compartments. There would be slots in here going up like a ladder, and you would put the individual Pez pieces in the individual slots. Am I hallucinating that? Am I misremembering that? I swear back in the day you used to have to individually place each Pez into slots. I might be making that up, but that's what I remember. Anyway, we have strawberry, lemon, and cherry to choose from. I'm feeling strawberry just open this up. Hello. This is way more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Because I'm trying to do it like they show on the package, where you get like one side of it open and then you can just slide it in to the dispenser, but there we go. Okay, I still don't have the other end open though. Hello. It's my nails making everything difficult. That's fine. Get in there. Nope. Maybe that's why these aren't popular anymore. Get in there. And then there's still some inside the packet because I didn't open it very nicely. Okay, let's try to get the rest of them in there. I swear you need like those little like culinary tweezers that you put on like fancy garnishes and stuff with to get these in there. Okay, that's what they look like. And then you have your little character and you go like this and he pushes one out and then you can take it. It doesn't push it out very far. And I mean, it basically tastes like chalk, but it's really satisfying. And I think maybe you could probably find an over-the-counter pain medication that would fit nicely in here. Okay. Anyway, guys. Oh, they're everywhere. Anyway, I was saying I think you could probably find an over-the-counter pain medication. Like, I think an Aleve might fit in here pretty nicely, because that would be kind of funny. Because when my hips hurt, I try not to take anything, but my hips hurt pretty bad sometimes. So I think that would be funny. Ridiculous. But that was all. My dad and I went out to dinner, and it was fine. It was a restaurant that another flight attendant had recommended to me. Listen, I don't think Anchorage is really like a food city. Unless you're into seafood, but I am not at all, so I don't know. It was fine. I got braised lamb served over polenta, which is like my favorite meal format is just like meat and polenta with like sauce. So good. It's like my favorite kind of meal to eat right now, and it has been for like a year plus. But it was really good, but it wasn't like mind-blowing, and I hate to say it, but I make a braised lamb over polenta that I like more. Theirs was like ossobuco style, so it had like brown sauce, polenta with feta cheese and like whole cherry tomatoes and Kalamata olives, which was, it felt kind of Greek, and I thought, what is ossobuco? Is that Italian, French? I don't know. Is it Greek? I didn't think it was Greek. But what they were doing was kind of Greek, I feel like. But the olives were cooked with it, and I love olives, but I don't love hot olives. I learned this recently because I've seen recipes for fried stuffed olives, Castelvetrano olives, which are my favorite kind of olives, and I wanted to try it so bad, but I'm not gonna make that. It seems way too fussy, and I just can't be bothered. So then I was at Trader Joe's recently, and I saw that they had a frozen version, and I got those, and I mean, I can tell you that they're probably good for what they were, because they did crisp up in the oven and everything, but they were gross. Oh my god, until that moment, I realized I'd never had a hot olive before, and it's nasty. I love olives, but a hot olive will ruin my day. So the olives in this dish were hot, and they were hot Kalamata olives, and that was like really turning me off. But the rest of it was tasty, and the lamb was like delish as always. But the lamb that I make for myself is I take there's a recipe in Bon Appetit for like I think it's braised short ribs with squash, and I took like the basic sort of framework for the braising liquid in that recipe, and I kind of do my own thing with it. But basically it's charred yellow onion, charred garlic, toasted dried chilies, whichever ones that I have on hand, but usually it's like a lot of ancho chilies, like 20 of them, several chile guajillo, and sometimes you can't find chile guajillo, but you can use pasillas and hatch chilies, hatch peppers. I googled it, and it is a pretty good substitute if you can't find guajillos. So it'll be like 20 ancho chilies, guajillos if I can find them, always pasillas, and then if I can't find guajillos, I'll throw in hatch peppers. And I've made it several times now, so now I just have hatch peppers, so I'll usually throw in like a hatch pepper and then like one chipotle, because they're very smoky. I use like one of them. Toast all of those, get hot beef stock, soak them after I've toasted them in the hot beef stock, blend them into the beef stock with the charred onions, the charred garlic, and then I'll add just like a bunch of spices, like ground spices, so like a lot of I mean, like literally just whatever I have in my kitchen at the time, but I mean always like some cayenne chili powder, I usually have cumin seeds, but if not, I'll do ground cumin, salt to taste, and I guess it's mostly whole spices that I use, not ground spices, because then once I've blended all of that up, I'll sear whatever protein I'm using. It's really good with short ribs, it's good with lamb shank, it's good with lamb leg. I usually do a leg of lamb just because you can get a deboned leg of lamb for like 17-20 bucks at Costco. And then you can make this recipe and it makes like 20 meals, and I put them in my freezer. But I'll sear all of that meat, I'll pour the braised liquid over it, and then I'll get like a little cloth baggie and I'll put in bay leaves, star anise, several regular cardamom pods, and like 1 or 2 black cardamom pods, a cinnamon stick, some cumin seeds, some coriander seeds, and then I'll tie that up and I'll put it in there and it'll braise for like 8 hours. Take out the meat, reduce the sauce until it's like saucy and not liquidy, and then every time I want to thaw out a serving of this, I will heat it up over the stove and I'll add like a little notch of butter into the sauce after I turn off the heat, and then it's just perfect. And then I put that over polenta. The polenta has goat cheese in it. The one that I had tonight had feta. I do soft goat cheese melted into the polenta. And then I'll take cilantro and mint, fresh cilantro and fresh mint, chop it up and grate just like a very small single clove of raw garlic into it. Put olive oil and lemon juice and flaky salt and mix that all up, and I'll put like a big spoonful of that on the top of everything. And like that has been my favorite thing to eat for like a year. Ever since the first time I made it, and then several times that I've made it since, that I've kind of like tweaked around with what dried chilies I'm putting into it. It's so good. I still have 1 serving of it in my freezer from the last time that I made it, and I've kind of been saving it because I haven't had the time to dedicate to making it over again. But I could probably use my Instant Pot. I haven't used my Instant Pot like ever. I got it once, I think, to make some like Russian cheese, because there was a recipe I wanted to make for my mom, and I never used it again. And then recently I was sick, so I was just gonna eat some Costco rotisserie chicken with rice, like a nice neutral meal for my sick little tummy. And I had jasmine rice, and I didn't want to like spend a long time making it, so I made it in my Instant Pot, and I added saffron and butter, and it took 4 minutes of like actually cooking, and then 10 minutes to vent the steam, plus like probably 5 minutes to heat up. But like it took like no active time, and then I had really good saffron rice, like actually really good saffron rice. And I might, don't tell anybody this, I might cheat the next time I make a tatik, because whenever I make a tatik, it's like hit and miss whether or not I get like a good bottom but also perfectly cooked rice. So I feel like you could totally just, oh my god, every Persian is gonna scream at me. I feel like you could just make the saffron rice and then put it in a pan that's already like rip roaring hot, and then just get the crispy bit and then flip it out. Would that be sacrilegious? It probably would be sacrilegious, but I'm not very good at making it, so I feel like I'm allowed to try to make it easier. Or maybe I should just get better. But anyway, that's what I had tonight, was braised lamb over polenta, but it had hot olives, and I don't know, it was just okay. Like, it was tasty, but I definitely would have preferred like the spicy kind of one that I make. Spicy herby thing that I make. But it was really tasty. And then my dad and I, whenever he wakes up, he's gonna call me, and then we'll go out tomorrow. I guess we're just gonna like walk around Anchorage for a while. We'll probably get some breakfast or lunch. Probably at Snow City Cafe, because that's like where everybody goes, and it's cute. I've gone there a bunch of times, but I don't think I've gone there with my dad. And we can walk around the Pacific Coastal Trail. That'll probably still be pretty right now, even though it's very snowy. That's all. And then I get back the morning of December 30th at like 6 in the morning. And I'm not able to work on Christmas Eve because it will not be legal for me to work on Christmas Eve. I have worked too many consecutive days in a row, so legally I have to take a day off, which is unfortunate. I was trying to kind of fuss my schedule around because I also was about to go into 7 days, another 7 days on, so I wouldn't have been legal to pick up anything on New Year's Day either, but I wanted to because of the holiday pay. So I was able to drop a 2-day short trip that I had on the 2nd and the 3rd, which broke up that cluster. I'm no longer working 7 consecutive days. And then I found a very high credit Cancun turn, which is international holiday pay for like almost 9 hours. That's going to be a great paycheck for me. I picked that up for January 1st. But I would love to be able to have something on the 31st as well. But since I get back, I get released from this trip at like 5:35 a.m. on the 30th, which means I won't be legal to work again until 24 hours later at 5:35 a.m. on December 31st. And then there's like no trips that are short enough that I won't get back before like 9 p.m. And since I have to have 11 hours in between trips minimum, then none of those would make it legal for me to work my trip on the 1st. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, there's like nothing short enough that I could work on the 31st that I would be legal to still work on the 1st. So then I tried to see if there were any 2-day trips that spanned the 31st to the 1st that I could swap to, but all of those are a maximum of like 14 hours domestic pay, which it's not worth giving up almost 9 hours of international pay for 14 hours of domestic pay. So I think I might just keep New Year's off and I guess celebrate New Year's at home, I guess. What are you guys gonna do for New Year's? Are you working? Are you celebrating? Who are you gonna kiss at midnight? Ooh, I'm gonna kiss my cats. I'm gonna kiss my cats at my apartment. If I can't find anything to work, which I don't think there's anything that exists that I could work, so I guess I'll have to take the day off. But let me know what your plans are. I hope that you have some feelings of excitement going into the new year and maybe some relief. I know that the new year is just something symbolic and it doesn't actually mean anything. It's just like any other transition from one month to the next. But even if it is symbolic and frivolous and silly, you can choose to let it be meaningful for you. So take it as an opportunity to leave some things behind that you might need to. I know I certainly am. So let me know down below, what are you leaving in 2024? What are you excited to walk into in 2025? And how are you going to spend your new year? I hope you have a great one, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.